dark web.
House and Senate officials are warning lawmakers, their staff, and their families that hackers may have gained access to sensitive data from a Washington, D.C. health insurance marketplace. D.C. HealthLink confirmed the breach and said it was working with law enforcement and offering identity theft and credit monitoring services. A Senate email recommended that anyone registered on the exchange freeze their credit to prevent identity theft. A broker on an online crime forum claimed to have stolen records from 170,000 customers and was offering them for sale. Jennifer King, Washington.
Americans who came of age during the COVID-19 pandemic are skipping college in large numbers. Colleges nationwide saw undergraduate enrollments drop by 8% from 2019 to 2022. The decline said to be continuing. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Receive a flower from Lovebud Floral and KSVP. Today's KSVIP, Josie Cortez.
They see me mowing my front lawn. I know they're all thinking I'm so white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. Can't you see I'm white and nerdy? Look at me, I'm white and nerdy. I wanna roll with the gangsters. But so far they all think I'm too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. I'm just too white and nerdy. Really, really white and nerdy.
Class here at MIT. Got skills, I'm a champion of D&D. MC Escher, that's my favorite MC.
Hey, thank you, good morning. I'm talking like the president. Thank you and good morning once again to the Good Morning Artesia radio show. We are getting ready for Thursday, March 9th, 2023. Didn't think we were going to be doing a show this morning as we had baseball in Carlsbad coming up this morning. And our plan was, let me tell you what our plan was. Our plan was that Joby would broadcast the game this afternoon and this morning from the semifinal games of the state basketball tournament in Albuquerque. And then I would go down with either Jeffrey or Bradley or both, and we would go down to Carlsbad and we would video stream the baseball game today. And that way, if you're a baseball fan, you could have watched the baseball game. If you're a basketball fan, you would have been listening on the radio this morning and this afternoon to the semifinal basketball games. Well, that ain't gonna happen today. The girls got beat on Tuesday. Boys got beat yesterday 49-48. Artesia had a lead early. Valley came back and took the lead, and Artesia came back and took the lead, and it was back and forth there in the last couple of minutes of the ball game. And Valley had gone up by 1. Nick Sanchez had a chance in the last seconds of the game. The shot didn't fall, and Valley goes on to win the game 49-48. So the semifinals are set for the 4A boys and girls basketball tournament. Unfortunately, the Artesia Bulldogs and Lady Bulldogs will not be in the semifinal games today. So Jeffrey and I and Bradley, we're going to go down to Carlsbad and do the baseball game. And we thought, okay, we won't do the morning show because we'll have to leave here shortly to go get set up and everything. We'll let whoever's filling in for Hugh Hewitt talk for an hour and a half, and then we'll come on and do the baseball tournament. And then I got a note from text from Joby, and he says, I want to do the baseball game tomorrow. And I said, are you sure? And he said, yep, I want to do the baseball game. So Joby and Jeffrey and Bradley will be headed down to Carlsbad, and they will be on the air on radio and TV about 8:45 this morning, as the baseball team will be opening up in the Carlsbad Cavemen Classic against El Paso del Val. And that's the 9 o'clock game this morning, so it should start on time or close to on time. And so I will be here with you until about 8:45. Well, I'd already canceled all my guests because we were going to be going to Carlsbad to do baseball, or maybe having a basketball game or something along those lines. But I did reach out to Candace, and Candace from the Ocotillo will be here in the 8 o'clock hour. And that way we can get our Ocotillo weekly update on for you anyway. And that's what we have on the show today. Now, tomorrow is up in the air as far as whether or not we're going to have a full show or a partial show. If the boys' baseball team wins today, they play tomorrow at 3 down in Carlsbad. If they lose the game this morning against Del Val, then they will play tomorrow morning at 9. And so if the boys win, we'll have a full morning show tomorrow. If the boys lose, we'll be just like today. We'll have we'll go here from till 8:45 or so, and then we'll have the baseball game. So anyway, we are that's the plan for today. Let's go ahead and check our weather forecast for today. Steve, let us know what's going to be happening out there.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have a frontal boundary overhead, and that means some cloud cover for us today, but a little bit of sunshine as well. Not too windy. Our afternoon high will be in the mid-70s. For the overnight hours, some lingering clouds, but clearing up after midnight. We'll drop into the low 40s, and then we should have plenty of sunshine coming up Friday. Pretty pleasant daytime highs in the mid-70s. Back to the 80s and sunny for the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Always good to have more than what you need, right? Jeffrey's getting everything packed up as they're getting ready to head to Carlsbad for baseball today. Partly cloudy, 56 degrees on the out of doors. Our hit that button there. Our humidity is at 52%. That's what I thought when I walked out the door this morning, and Lon and I walked out to get into our vehicles for our awesome 5-minute commute. And and I thought, what is that smell? And it's humidity. We have 52% humidity. Dew point is 39 degrees. Our winds currently are out of the southeast at 4, I should say. And gusts to 7, and this should be an absolutely beautiful day as far as wind is concerned. We're just going to be, winds are going to be around 8 to 10 miles per hour, and gusts are going to be no more than 11 today. So it's going to be an absolutely gorgeous day today. Pressure 30.01 and rising. Our air quality is 63. We have moderate air quality. Sunset will be at 6. And sunrise at 6:14. Don't forget, It is time change weekend this weekend, so Saturday night, Sunday morning, be sure and update your clocks that you have to update. Most of our computers and cars and watches and phones will automatically update for us, but you may still have a few old school things around that will not change automatically, and you'll have to take care of. Carlsbad is cloudy and 46 at this hour. It's going to be 52 at first pitch under cloudy skies, and it's not going to be windy at all today or tomorrow in Carlsbad. Roswell, cloudy and 43. Hobbs is cloudy and 49. Around New Mexico, partly cloudy, 39 in Albuquerque. Mostly sunny, 33 in Santa Fe. Mostly cloudy, 39 in Cloudcroft, 40 in Ruidoso. It's cloudy and 46 in Las Cruces. Mostly cloudy, 29 in Farmington. Sunny, 23 at Red River. Mostly cloudy, 45 in Clovis. And in West Texas at this hour, cloudy and 47 in Lubbock, 53 in El Paso. And again in Artesia, we've got cloudy skies and 44 degrees on the out of doors. Let's take a look at our school lunch menu, see what the kiddos are going to be chomping on today for breakfast. It's going to be the Pop-Tart and the cereal. Lunch today will be a special recipe, Tommy Salisbury steak and gravy, mashed potatoes, green beans, and diced pears. The Tommy Salisbury steak and gravy on contract with Tommy Salisbury. He's got the recipe, and they make the purchase of it there. So that's what they're having for lunch today in the schools. Senior meal sites having the lasagna, spinach salad, mixed vegetables, garlic bread, and apple cobbler. I will trade you my spinach salad for your garlic bread. Can we do that? That'd be a great deal. Senior Center today, the exercise video is at 8:15. The painters are painting at 9. The beginner line dancers are line dancing at 9:30. Bridge at 1 o'clock. The Open Art Studios at 1 o'clock. The Swedish Weaving is at 1:30. Texas Hold'em at 2 o'clock. And once again today, they'll be doing, the VITA volunteers will be helping you with your low-income tax rebate forms. So make sure you've checked in, you bring all your sources of income, all that documentation, and they will help you to fill out your rebate form so that you can then submit it to get your rebate. There is a dance tonight, and it's at 7 o'clock. Cibolo Springs will be the band tonight and on Saturday night. So Cibolo Springs tonight and Saturday night, the band for the dances at the Senior Center. Now, they are going to do a go out to eat next Thursday, so you might want to get on the list for that. Alma's is where they're going to go eat, and they're going to go at 4:30 next Thursday. Get that blue plate special. So that's next Thursday. You may want to go ahead and get signed up for that. At the library today, it's going to be toddler play at 11 o'clock. That's for ages 1 to 3. Group musical activities and social playtime with age-appropriate toys. That's at 11 o'clock today. And then being Thursday, STEAM After School is at 4 o'clock today for grades K through 6. Science experiments, rock blocks, Legos, circuits, and coding games. That's at 4 o'clock this afternoon at the Artesia Public Library. And what happened to my birthday sheet? Did I misplace that? Ah, here it is. I did. It's right here. Birthdays today. Margaret McCaleb has a birthday today. No, that was tomorrow. Okay. Birthdays today. Eva Ann Witcher, Velma Carr, Frances Smith, Rebecca Trueblood, Linda Clack, Angelina Chavarria, Tom Riley, and Marie Bennett. So happy birthday to Eva Ann, Velma, Francis, Rebecca, Linda, Angelina, Tom, and Marie. So that's the birthday list for today. So happy birthday to everybody. Baseball score sheets. Well, they're in the closet, in the box. There should be some extras. You don't have to print any copies. I'm going to take a break right now, and we'll come get some for Joe B. here on the Good Morning Artesia radio show.
Hey, Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing. Trustmark is one of the only roofing companies that's also a licensed commercial and residential general contractor.
Wow.
I know, who cares, right? Well, you should care. You see, a licensed roofer can install a new roof on your home, but really can't handle structural problems underneath. So if your roof needs reframing or your chimney needs a water diverting cricket, you may need to call a licensed general contractor. Then coordinating two companies for your roofing job can get costly and messy fast. As a licensed roofer and general contractor, Trustmark can install a stunning new roof on your home and handle structural issues. This saves you time, money, hassle, and even makes it easier to file an insurance claim. Call today for your 20% off coupon for our spring roof and gutter maintenance service. 575-755-ROOF or visit us at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Oh, man.
What's wrong, honey?
Oh, the water softener is out of salt again. I don't have time to get any.
Well, then call Artesia Soft Water. They can deliver it and even put it in the softener if you ask them to. And check this out. They also have an app for your phone called Easy Salt. It'll remind us when it's almost out of salt.
Oh, of course. I should have known that. I'll call them today.
Artesia Soft Water, 575-746-3822.
Water, 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 Artesia Soft Water.
Join Hot New Country 92.9 The Brand for a special broadcast this Saturday from 10 to 2 at Tate Branch of Carlsbad. The Madness at March has begun, and that means your chance to score huge discounts on your next vehicle. Shoot the hoop to win $500, $750, or even $1,000 in discounts. Plus, Tate Branch will match your tax refund up to $1,500. So bring it in and save even more. We'll be on hand with burgers and dogs, ice-cold Pepsi products, stuff for the kiddos, and more. See you Saturday, 10 to 2 at Tate Branch of Carlsbad, 1044 North Canal with The Brand.
Jeremiah 29 and verse 11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope." You know, we look at that verse, and that's a very popular verse today. But in context, Jeremiah is talking to the Israelites who are in captivity. They're going to be in captivity for some 70 years. And God is coming to them and saying, don't lose hope. I've got this. This is part of my plan. See, that's the thing, is you can stand on God's promise that he has a hope and a future for you. You are not an accident. You and your story matter to God. And so as you think about your story, the life that you've lived, are you happy with it? Are you happy with how you've lived your life? If you're not, come visit us at the Hermosa Church of Christ and let us give you a story of God's promise of a hope and a future that is unbelievable.
Hard to believe, but this year marks the 50th anniversary of Smile Expressions in Artesia. Smile Expressions began as Dr. William Greenhaw established his practice in 1972. The practice soon grew to employ 10 people, including Dr. Kay Youngren. After Dr. Greenhaw's retirement, Dr. Youngren took over and the practice became Smile Expressions. And Dr. Caitlin Gunn joined Smile Expressions in 2018. When it's time to choose dental care for your family, choose the clinic with a 50-year tradition of serving Artesia. Choose Smile Expressions.
In volatile times, it's natural to worry about your retirement.
Hon, I'm worried about our retirement account.
With today's economy, it just makes sense to keep your retirement money close to home with people you know. We have several guaranteed safe options. Peace of mind with retirement savings. It just makes sense.
Western Bank of Artesia. Member FDIC. It just makes sense.
Devon Energy is proud to support Artesia High School athletic programs. By partnering with Artesia, we're making an investment in the long-term future of our community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership, skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From our team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Bulldogs from Devon Energy. All right, trying to get things, let's see, 7067. All right, sorry about that. We're just trying to get things squared away again. We had planned on not being here today because we planned on headed down to Carlsbad to do baseball. And worked out that Joby is back in town, so he and the crew are headed to Carlsbad right now. They're going to be doing the baseball game against El Paso del Val. And that's the 9 o'clock game from the Caveman Classic baseball tournament down in Carlsbad. So if you're headed down to the game, it should be great weather. Not hardly any wind, just a normal breeze around 8 to 10 miles an hour. Some clouds, so it'll, not be just burning in your eyes sunshine, but just some pleasant weather conditions for all that stuff going on down in Carlsbad this morning. And so about 8:45 or so, 8:45, we'll be headed down to the broadcast with Joby and Jeffrey and Bradley, and then we'll end our show early today. In the 8 o'clock hour, we will have Candace from the Ocotillo. Normally she comes in the 9 o'clock hour, but we'll have baseball going on. So we invited her to pop in the 8 o'clock hour, and that way we can talk sci-fi movies or whatever. I did watch the third episode of Picard last night, and there are some elements and remnants of prior episodes from the Next Generation in the 80s and all that good stuff. And it's the same actors, that are playing their roles in here. So it's been kind of interesting to watch the Picard series, episode 3 of season 3. I didn't watch seasons 1 and 2. I saw a lot of bad reviews and, the message type stuff that was incorporated in it. But so far it's been pretty good in season 3. Anyway, the reason we're doing the way that we're doing it today, that we don't have basketball coming up here in half an hour, is because unfortunately boys and girls have been eliminated from the state basketball tournament. On Tuesday, Hope Christian beat the Artesia girls 62-48. So the semifinals that start today in 4A girls basketball have Kirtland Central and Hope Christian in the 8 o'clock game this morning. That's a 1 versus a 4. And Gallup versus St. Pius X at 11:30 this morning. That's a 2 versus a 3. So the winners of those two games this morning will play Friday night at 7 for the 4A girls state championship in basketball here in New Mexico. And let's see if it can take me back. No, I don't want to go there. I get flustered sometimes when the web browser does not remember where I want to go. So let's try it this way. I was going to pull up the 5A stuff, but I guess I'm going to have to go girls basketball playoffs. No, I don't need to turn off my ad blocker. New Mexico 5A. So I guess I have to restart the session. In the 5A girls, Hobbs won their game on Tuesday, and they're going to play La Cueva for one of the semifinals today. This is the game right after the 4A semifinal game at 9:45. Hobbs and La Cueva. La Cueva upset Carlsbad on Tuesday, 44-26. And then the other semi will have the number 3 and the number 7. So the 2 has been eliminated. Farmington was eliminated by Las Cruces. So that's a 7 that got in. And the 4 was eliminated by the 5. So you have the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 7 are in the semifinals for 5A. Hobbs and La Cueva at 9:45. That's a 1-5. And the 3-7, Volcano Vista and Las Cruces, the other semifinal at 1:15 this afternoon in the girls. So Hobbs is in a semifinal, and unfortunately, as we said, the Artesia boys and girls have been eliminated. Boys, yesterday, the semis, or the quarters, I should say, the first game of the day, Albuquerque Academy and Deming. Academy beat Deming 67-46. That's a 1/8. Then the 3 o'clock game yesterday had Valley and Artesia, and Valley, the 12, they had upset Gallup, the 5, and then they upset the 4, Artesia, 49-48. So that was the result of that game. Artesia was up 16-14, at the end of the first quarter. Valley outscores Artesia 13-6 in the second quarter, so they go up 27-22. They have a 5-point lead at the half. They match each other point for point in the third quarter. Each team scored 8 points, and then Artesia outscored Valley 18-14 in the fourth quarter, but they fell 1 point short, and they lose 49-48 in that game. So unfortunately, it's the season is over for the Artesia Bulldogs, and they'll all head back if they haven't headed back already. And some of the players that do baseball will be getting ready to start practicing with the baseball team, and some that go to track will go to track, and others will be getting ready for other things. So the semifinals today in the 4A boys basketball will have the number 1 Albuquerque Academy versus the number 12 Valley, and then a couple more upsets on the other side of the bracket. The 6 beat the 3. Hope Christian beat St. Pius X 59-45. And the 7 upset the 2 yesterday. Taos beat Highland 56-54. So the 1 is in it. Gone are the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5. They're gone. The 2 was beaten by the 7, the 4 was beaten by the 12, and the 3 was beaten by the 6. So the 6 Hope Christian Huskies will take on the 7 Taos Tigers in the other semifinal tonight at 6:30. So 3 o'clock this afternoon, the 1 and the 12, Academy and Valley. And in the other semi at 6:30 tonight, the 6 and the 7, Hope Christian and Taos. So 4A, a bunch of upsets. Valley is already being the upset special when they beat the 5 Gallup on Saturday night in Gallup, and then they beat the 4 last night. Yesterday afternoon, the Artesia Bulldogs 49-48. So the semis are 3 o'clock today and 6:30 tonight, and the championship for the 4A boys is at 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Let's see how the 5A boys do here in the semis, if I can get past the ad blocker here. Okay, let's see. The 1 beat the 9. Volcano Vista beat Atrisco Heritage 54-49. The 5 beat the 4. So that's another 4 that goes down to defeat in a quarterfinal game yesterday. Organ Mountain, the 5, beat number 4 West Mesa 59-55. So the semifinal today at 8:15 tonight is number 1 Volcano Vista against number 5 Organ Mountain. Then on the other side of the bracket, the 3 barely got by the 11. Los Lunas, the 3, 46. La Cueva, the 11, 45. So Los Lunas survives and advances. And again, another close game between the 2 and the 7. Sandia, the 2, just gets past the 7. Cleveland, 64-62. So the 2 and the 3, the 1, the 2, and the 3, and the 5 are in the 5A semifinal. Of course, Carlsbad was freakily upset by La Cueva on Saturday night down in Carlsbad, and then La Cueva almost pulls off the 11-3 upset, and they fall short by 1 point, 46-45. So today, the semis in the 5A boys will be number 1 Volcano Vista versus number 5 Organ Mountain. That's at 8:15 tonight. And at 4:45 this afternoon, the number 3 Los Lunas Tigers will take on the number 2 Sandia. And that's at 4:45 this afternoon. The 5A boys championship, I think, is the last game of the tournament. It's the 8 o'clock game on Saturday night. So that's kind of what happened with the old baseball, or with the old basketball tournament in the 4A and the 5A boys and girls tournaments. Semis are today, and then the championships are tomorrow and Saturday in the tournament. So just kind of interesting to see. That's why you play the game. Isn't that how the old phrase goes? That's why we play the game. You never know who can win. It's 5-on-5. It's basketball court. Talent obviously is crucial and important, but you can have some really talented players across all classes of basketball, and every so often you get that little upset that's going on. Texas Tech, I have to think their season is done. They were defeated by West Virginia last night. I say Virginia, I'm just joking. It's West Virginia. 78-62 was the final. They were working with their interim coach since they've suspended their head coach. Oklahoma State beat Oklahoma 57-49 in that tournament. That's the Big 12 tournament. So coming up today, there are 4 games today in the Big 12 tournament, starting at 10:30 this morning. Iowa State against number 10 Baylor. And then the 1 o'clock game has West Virginia going up against number 3 Kansas. The 5 o'clock game this afternoon is Oklahoma State going up against number 7 Texas. And then the nightcap tonight, a couple of top 25 teams, number 22 TCU and number 12 Kansas State at 7:30. So those are the scores from the Big 12 basketball tournament last night. How did I mess that up? Okay. All right. There we go. There's today. And then the winners of those 4 games will play in the semis, and then the championship game will be this weekend, and the champion of the Big 12 tournament gets the automatic bid into the NCAA tournament, which the seeding will come out this weekend. All right, let's see what's happening in the wide world of news. We've got Jared, we've got Eric, and we've got Kim Commando with your computer tech tip. That's all coming up next on the Good Morning Artesia radio show.
Now your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The City of Roswell and its Water Maintenance and Transmission Department are looking for 2 residential water customers and 2 business customers to serve on the Drought Contingency Plan Task Force. They will serve along with representatives from the Roswell School District and the local Conservancy District. If you are interested, contact Robert Glenn at 575-840-3714. And the City of Carlsbad is celebrating a groundbreaking for the new 20-story walk exhibit along the Lake Carlsbad Recreation Area. The walk commemorates the cavern's centennial anniversary as a national park. Exhibits are being unveiled through a partnership with the city and the Carlsbad Public Library. The exhibits will be on display throughout the park's centennial year. They were produced through the support of a Western National Parks Association Events and Activities Association. They will happen all throughout the year and be announced on the park's social media. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
What's in a name or reputation to bring you service and quality? What's in a name?
At Lowell's Pharmacy, we're ready with your flu shot. Flu shots prevent millions of illnesses and flu-related doctor's visits every year. Getting the flu shot has been shown to reduce the risk of having to go to the doctor with flu by 40 to 60%. So take time to visit Lowell's Pharmacy in Artesia and get your flu shot.
It's time for the Eddy County Sports Report. When it comes to those crazy down to the last second finishes for the state high school basketball tournament in Albuquerque at the Pit, you know, those games will last with you forever as if you win, and they'll especially last with you forever if you happen to come up on the short end of the score, and that's what happened yesterday to Artesia. Artesia falls as the 4th seed to number 12 Valley by a score of 49-48 in the 4A quarterfinals. Valley came in with only a 14-14 record. Now, Artesia finishes with a 19-10 record. Nick Sanchez had 24 points. Diego Wesson had 11. Artesia had a 1-point lead when Valley's Julian Chavez hit a 12-foot jumper with 16 seconds left. Artesia had won its previous 9 games. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at KSVP Radio AM 990.
Today, the latest update on Communist China's spy app, TikTok. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by T-Mobile. Their advanced network now goes farther than ever before. Visit T-Mobile.com/55 today. TikTok's threat on America is so great that both liberals and conservatives have come together to ban the app. Yesterday, Congress advanced a bill to give President Biden the power to completely ban TikTok. Because of ByteDance, TikTok's parent company in Beijing is required by Chinese law to hand over all the data to the Chinese Communist Party. The National Security Agency director told the Senate Armed Services Committee yesterday that he's concerned over the data TikTok already collected and the influence it wields on over 100 million American users. Meanwhile, TikTok has launched what it calls Project Clover, an attempt to convince European nationals that it's harmless and it's not spying on anyone, which is, of course, another bold-faced lie. Hey, for great content on the go, get my daily longer podcast. It's called Kim Commando Today. These days, every new potential hire can feel like a high-stakes wager for your small business. You want to be 100% certain that you have access to the best qualified candidates available. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs helps find the right people for your team faster and for free. Add your job in the purple hashtag hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile to spread the word that you're hiring. Simple tools like screening questions make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates worth interviewing. Did you know every week, nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Kim. That's linkedin.com/Kim to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. The address again, linkedin.com/Kim, linkedin.com/Kim.
Turpinning and Son Mortuary of Artesia presents a listing of today's obituaries. Services are scheduled for 10 o'clock this morning at Our Lady of Grace Catholic Church for Patricia Michelle Martinez of Artesia, New Mexico. Mrs. Martinez died March 3rd at her home at the age of 61. Father VJ will officiate at the services. Burial will follow at Woodbine Cemetery. Visitation will be at 8 a.m. this morning at Our Lady of Grace. A rosary is scheduled for 9:30 a.m. this morning. Patricia was born in August 1961 in Alamogordo, New Mexico, the daughter of Byron Riggs and Opal Anita Nelson Riggs. In June 1984, she was married to Estevan Martinez. She was a longtime resident of Artesia who loved to bake and cook, and her favorite thing to do was to feed her family and anyone else that was hungry. She was preceded in death by her parents and a daughter, Jessica Lynn Martinez. Survivors include her husband, Steve Martinez, father-in-law, Gil Martinez, sisters Jean Ernest, Lynn Riggs, and Bobby Riggs Isaacs, and by numerous extended family members. Once again, services are at 10 a.m. this morning at Our Lady of Grace Catholic Church for Patricia Michelle Martinez of Artesia, who died March 3rd at her home at the age of 61. Visitation is at 8 a.m. this morning, and a rosary is scheduled for 9:30 this morning at Our Lady of Grace. Burial will follow the services at Woodbine Cemetery. And this reminder, services are set for 10 a.m. tomorrow morning at Our Lady of Grace Catholic Church for Gloria Salazar de Leon of Artesia. Mrs. de Leon died March 3rd at her home at the age of 74. Burial will follow the services at Twin Oaks Memorial Park. A rosary is scheduled for 6:30 tonight at Our Lady of Grace Church. Gloria was born in Lake Arthur, New Mexico. She had 14 brothers and sisters. She had 4 children, 9 grandchildren, and 26 great-grandchildren. Gloria was a graduate of Eastern New Mexico University, Portales, where she earned her bachelor's degree. She went on to obtain her master's degree from Grand Canyon University. Gloria taught first grade in San Antonio, Texas, and at Roselawn Elementary School. She also taught kindergarten in Dexter, New Mexico. Survivors include her husband of 53 years, her 4 children, her brother, Sonny Molina, and wife Helen, sister Frances Catano, sister Vera Lopez, Mary Heredia, Molly Ramirez, and husband Pilar, Gina Chavarria and husband Ray, Isidro Salazar and wife Tabitha, and Margie Salazar. Once again, services are at 10 a.m. Friday at Our Lady of Grace Church for Gloria Salazar de Leon of Artesia, who died March 3rd at the age of 74. Burial will follow at Twin Oaks Memorial Park. A rosary is scheduled for 6:30 this evening at Our Lady of Grace Church. This listing has been presented as a service of Turpinning and Son Mortuary of Artesia, where we make it personal. Let's get a personal weather forecast in here for you. Steve, what's it looking like out there for today?
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have a frontal boundary overhead, and that means some cloud cover for us today, but a little bit of sunshine as well. Not too windy. Our afternoon high will be in the mid-70s. For the overnight hours, some lingering clouds, but clearing up after midnight. We'll drop into the low 40s, and then we should have plenty of sunshine coming up for Friday. Pretty pleasant daytime highs in the mid-70s. Back to the 80s and sunny for the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All right, Steve-O, thank you very much. Right now, let's pull up our old weather data magic machine here. Cloudy skies across Artesia, 44 degrees at this hour. Our humidity is at 86%. So, yeah, we've got some higher humidities than usual this morning. That's what that smell is. Dew point is 40 degrees. Our winds are northerly at 4, gusting to 8, and that's about what it's going to be throughout the day today. So if you're headed down to the baseball tournament down in Carlsbad, it's going to be about 5-mile-an-hour winds out of the north with gusts to 9. And just so the winds are not an issue today. And that's a good thing to know. Pressure, 30.02 and rising. Our air quality is 63. We have moderate air quality at this hour. Sunset at 6, sunrise at 6:14. Don't forget, it is time change weekend this weekend. Carlsbad, cloudy and 48 degrees at this hour. It's going to be about 52 at first pitch, a little over an hour from now. Going up to 73 today in Carlsbad. The clouds move out, and it's sunshine for Friday and a bit breezy on Saturday. Cloudy and 45 in Roswell at this hour. 50 over in Hobbs, America. Around New Mexico, the clouds are starting to break up a bit. Partly cloudy, 41 in Albuquerque, 35 in Santa Fe. 41 and mostly cloudy in Cloudcroft, 43 in Ruidoso. Still cloudy down in Las Cruces, 48 degrees there. Mostly cloudy, 31 in Farmington. Mostly sunny, 24 at Red River. And it's mostly cloudy and 47 in Clovis and in West Texas at this hour. Cloudy and 49 in Lubbock. 55 in El Paso. Again, cloudy skies and 46 degrees here in Artesia. Let's take a break, see what's happening in the wide world of the markets on the Wall Street Business Report.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell on Wednesday reaffirmed his message of higher and possibly faster interest rate hikes, but emphasized that the debate was still underway, with a decision hinging on data to be issued before the U.S. Central Bank's policy meeting in 2 weeks. U.S. job openings fell less than expected in January, and data for the prior month was revised higher, pointing to persistently tight labor market conditions that likely will keep the Federal Reserve on track to raise interest rates for longer. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said Wednesday it is opening a preliminary investigation into 120,000 Tesla Model Y vehicles. The U.S. auto safety regulator said the steering wheels in the 2023 model year vehicles, which had a low mileage, completely detached. The vehicles were delivered to owners missing the retaining bolt that attaches the steering wheel to the steering column. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Believe it or not, your home insurance company isn't evil. Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here. A lot of roofers make your insurance company out to be your enemy. They'll talk about fighting and battling your insurance to get you the claim you deserve. But honestly, your insurance company is a group of people just like you and me. That's why we don't treat your roof insurance claim like we're going to war. We treat it like a court case. We provide your insurance company every piece of evidence needed to get you the highest possible claim. We submit photos, videos, detailed documents, and line-by-line estimates. And guess what? Our non-combat approach works. On 92% of roof insurance claims, we get the highest amount the first time. And the rare times we don't, well then, that's when we go to bat for you. Call today for your 20% off coupon for our spring roof and gutter maintenance service. 575-755-ROOF or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm agent Sandy Stockton is right here in Artesia to help you select the right protection at the right price. Sandy will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. With State Farm agent Sandy Stockton, it's easy to make the right choice. Just call her. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
March into spring with the Yucca Blossom Festival Saturday and Sunday, March 11th and 12th at the Walter Gerald Civic Center. Come out and check out the arts and crafts of over 50 vendors. There will be food trucks on site. Win great door prizes throughout this fun-filled 2-day event. It's a great time for the entire family, including face painting for the kids. March into spring with the Yucca Blossom Festival, March 11th and 12th at the Carlsbad Civic Center. Ad paid by Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
Welcome to Answers with Ken Ham, presented by the Coalition of Christians for Biblical Creation and Harvest Fellowship. CCBC is an interdenomination coalition of Christians from Artesia who believe that the account of origins presented in the Genesis is a simple but factual presentation of actual events and provides reliable basis for man's worldview and a framework for scientific investigation into the question of the origin and history of life. Answers with Ken Ham is brought to you by Harvest Fellowship at 2307 West Main in Artesia. To learn more about Harvest Fellowship, call Pastor Ronnie Williams at 746-6195. Now, today's Answers with Ken Ham, presented by Harvest Fellowship, 2307 West Main in Artesia.
Dinosaurs. Why'd they disappear? This is Ken Ham, and we've launched a video streaming platform of Answers TV. What happened to the dinosaurs? Well, it wasn't an asteroid impact that wiped them out. You see, we know dinosaurs were on the ark with Noah because he was told to take 2 of every land animal kind with him, and that'd include dinosaurs. So what happened to them? Well, they likely died out for the same reasons creatures are going extinct today. Human activity, climate change, habitat loss, and more. The world after the global flood was a different place. Dinosaurs aren't a great mystery when you start with God's Word. We find their fossils because they were buried during the flood. Those who survived died out later.
Subscribe to receive free daily email insights from Ken Ham when you visit us at AnswersRadio.com and read a transcript of this program or share it with others at AnswersRadio.com.
Back on Good Morning Artesia for this Thursday, March 9th. We've got Bulldog Baseball coming up here about an hour from now as the baseball team is taking part in the Cavemen Classic Baseball Tournament today. And they'll be playing El Paso Del Val at 9. The noon o'clock game is the Lovington Wildcats against El Paso Leadership Academy. The 3 o'clock game has Piedra Vista against Cibola, and the nightcap at 6 o'clock tonight, Alamogordo, the Tigers, will be in town to take on the host Cavemen. And then tomorrow, if Artesia wins, they'll play at 3 o'clock against the winner of the PV Cibola game. If Artesia loses, they'll play at 9 o'clock tomorrow against the loser of the PV Cibola game. And again, we'll have radio and TV coverage today. We'll have radio and TV coverage tomorrow. And we'll have radio and TV coverage on Saturday from down in Carlsbad. Lady Bulldogs are in the Southern New Mexico Softball Invite tomorrow and Saturday. They have 2 games tomorrow. They'll take on Farmington in the 1 o'clock game tomorrow, and then they'll play at 5 o'clock tomorrow against either Albuquerque High or Centennial. And there's a lot of teams in that tournament as well. Gadsden and Carlsbad, Belen, Mayfield, Cobre, Cruces, Deming, Alamo, Silver, Cleveland, Mayamera, and Organ Mountain are all in that tournament there in Las Cruces. Unfortunately, we don't have enough personnel to cover that tournament tomorrow and Saturday, so we won't be there to bring that to you, unfortunately. But we will be covering baseball this weekend, and then next week we've got softball on Tuesday, and then there's a couple of tournaments, the Artesia softball tournament and the Artesia baseball tournament are next weekend here in town. Some other stuff happening that you may be need to be aware of here. Reserve seat season baseball ticket sales are through tomorrow for those of you that had reserve seat season tickets last year and you want to renew your seats for this year, or maybe you want to pick a different one depending on who's going to be next to you. Anyway, so through tomorrow, 1 to 4 at the Bulldog Pit ticket office. Then starting on Monday, any unsold reserve seat tickets for the season will go on sale next week at the Bulldog Pit ticket office, which is open 1 to 4 each weekday. Reserve seats are $40. You get all the regular season games and the Artesia Invitational Baseball Tournament. Tomorrow is the second Friday, so United Way of Eddy County drive-through food distribution will take place in Eddy County, 8:30 a.m. at West Main Church in Artesia, 10 a.m. at Epworth United Methodist Church in Carlsbad. Artesia educational retirees are going to hold their monthly meeting tomorrow morning, 11:30, in the Artesia Public Schools Administration Boardroom. All APS retirees are invited to attend. That's tomorrow, 11:30, at the boardroom of the School Administration Building here in town. Tomorrow, Our Lady of Grace Catholic Church will have their fish fry. Friday, March 10th, 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. A plate will cost you $12, but you get the French fries, the fried fish, the coleslaw, the hush puppies, and the dessert. And that's 1111 North Roselawn, Our Lady of Grace Church. I'm sure they'll have signs directing you through to pick up your fish fry. But that's tomorrow, starting at 11 o'clock at Our Lady of Grace Church. If you want to donate blood and do so in the month of March, you'll be automatically entered in a drawing. They're going to give away 2 $10,000 prepaid gift cards, enough to buy groceries for a year. So all you have to do is donate blood in March, and you're automatically entered into that drawing. There is a blood drive Saturday in Roswell at their Vitalant offices, 1 to 4:30 p.m. Then they've got some blood drives. They have one next week, and then they have some the week after that. They'll be back in Artesia on March 30th. They'll be at the hospital here in town on March 30th, but they're going to be in Roswell on Saturday, and their office is 1 to 4:30. If you want to donate, schedule an appointment, call 575-840-8178. Saturday is Pinewood Derby Day here in Artesia, and it is for Cub Scouts, all communities. So if you're a Cub Scout in Carlsbad, Lee County, Chaves County, Lake Arthur, Artesia, whatever, go ahead and get signed up. The event begins at 10 o'clock Saturday morning at the West Main Baptist Church. All are welcome. No need to be a scout, because after the Cub Scouts do their racing, there's going to be races for all ages, open to all kids and adults. You have to follow the rules as far as the weight and limits and all that kind of stuff. And then they're going to have an outlaw division where the only rule is there are no rules. It has to fit on the track to run down the track. That's it. So it starts at 10 o'clock on Saturday. Vendors are welcome to be there as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. West Main Church, the Pinewood Derby race coming up on Saturday. Also on Saturday, I am told Altruisans will be having a yard sale. I have not been told where. So just do some yard sailing on Saturday, and you might be helping out the Altruisans. You just might. Pecos Valley Baptist Association is going to have a meeting on Saturday for those interested in going on a mission trip to South Africa this summer. Meeting will be Saturday, 10 a.m. at the PVBA office at 304 North 7th. If you can't attend in person, there is a Zoom meeting option, 575-746-2729. 575-746-2729 to attend that meeting if you're interested in going on a mission trip to South Africa this summer. One of Tammy's events is going on in Carlsbad this weekend, March into Spring with Yucca Blossom, 9 to 7 Saturday, 11 to 4 Sunday at the Walter Gerald's Performing Arts and Exhibition Center. She's got over 50 vendors lined up, plus some food trucks and face painting, door prizes throughout the weekend. That's Saturday and Sunday in Carlsbad. Saturday, firefighters and other volunteers are going to be out installing smoke detectors and fire extinguishers. If you're a resident of Eddy County, if you'd like to sign up for that, reach out to ecfirerescue.com or call 575-628-5450. Carlsbad Community Theater has one more weekend of performances of the play The Cemetery Club. They'll have performances Friday and Saturday night at 7:30, Sunday at 2. If you want to get tickets or learn more about the play, visit carlsbadnmtheater.com, and that's theater, R-E. But check that out. And then also this weekend up at the Roswell Convention Center is UFO Expo, Celebrity Mixer and Film Fest. VIP party, speakers, live music, cosplay, cash bar, food. It's March 10th, 11th, and 12th. So it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this weekend at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center in Rosberg. So there's going to be a lot of that going on if you want to check that out as well. So just wanted to throw at you some things going on this weekend in Artesia, New Mexico that you may want to be a part of and have an interest in. Okay, that's going to wrap up the 7 o'clock hour. Again, we're going to have a short 8 o'clock hour. It says around 8:40, 8:45 or so, we're going to go to Carlsbad for baseball. But we will have Candace Green pop in, talk about what's happening at the Ocotillo and events that are coming up there. So we'll have her on an hour early in the 8 o'clock hour next hour. And then, of course, we'll go to Joe B. and the crew down in Carlsbad for baseball. 9 o'clock baseball game this morning from the Cavemen Classic Baseball Tournament in Carlsbad. If you're headed down there, hope you have a safe trip. And if you're not able to go, listen to the radio or watch it online at KSVPradio.com. No, KSVPTV.com, KSVP Radio on Facebook, and KSVP TV on YouTube. It's 8 o'clock.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Later today, President Biden unveils a fiscal 24 budget blueprint. It would hike taxes for some Americans.
His trip to Pennsylvania is a sign that the president's budget proposal is a political message as well. One of the key components of the Biden budget is raising taxes on high earners to protect Social Security and Medicare. That's already shaping up as a key debate in Congress, where the Republican majority in the House opposes most of the president's ideas.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston says Mr. Biden is also pledging to reduce deficits by a combined $2 trillion in years. 3 Los Angeles police officers are hospitalized in stable condition after being shot and wounded during an hours-long standoff with an armed man. A parolee was later found dead. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell is in the hospital, taking a spill last evening.
The 81-year-old Kentucky Republican tripped and fell while attending a Washington hotel. His spokesman says a hospital has admitted Senator McConnell for treatment. In 2019, the GOP leader tripped and fell at his home in Kentucky, suffering a shoulder fracture. At the time, Senator McConnell had surgery to repair that fracture.
Correspondent Andrew Stewart. Chinese President Xi Jinping calling for, in his words, more quickly elevating the armed forces to world-class standards. Our military affairs analyst, retired Army Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis, says this includes nuclear forces.
They are not bound by any treaty, so their numbers of nuclear weapons and platforms in which they launch those are rapidly increasing.
At least 6 people killed in the latest round of Russian missile attacks across Ukraine. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 118 points, the Nasdaq ahead 67, the S&P trading 18 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
We're entering a time of increasing hostility against people of faith, a time when Christians are going to be tested on a moral and physical and financial basis, unlike any other time in our lifetime. I'm Lance Wallnau, Christian author, evangelical leader, here to remind you that you have to take action to protect and steward what God has given you. For example, record high inflation is going to continue to eat away at the dollar, and the savings of your retirement account is in danger. Fortunately, God does provide a way. To protect your retirement, I recommend diversifying your 401k or IRA out of paper and into physical gold. And the best way to do that is with a gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. Now, to see how it works, the word faith to 989898. That'll give you access to a free info kit on gold IRAs. There are no strings attached, so text FAITH, F-A-I-T-H, to 989898 right now, and I pray your family is blessed with peace of mind because you took action.
China's communist rulers are now requiring churchgoers to fill out a form and get official government approval before attending a service.
Human rights organization China Aid says party officials have made the documentation available on a mobile smart religion app, and the requirement is mandated for members of all 5 legal religions: Catholicism, Protestant Christianity, Islam, Taoism, and Buddhism. The government must grant prior approval before a worshiper can attend a Sunday Mass, Friday mosque prayers, and so on, and the approval must be received before every individual event. Tasha Stevens reporting.
Egypt says inflation in the country has hit a new high this year, with the steepest price rises for basic foods. Official figures show the country's annual inflation rate rose to 32.9% in February and was up from 26.5% in January. News and analysis at townhall.com. The Senate has passed a resolution of disapproval that will block the new D.C. crime law from taking effect.
Democrat Chris Van Hullen argued the resolution is an attack on the District of Columbia,
which has its own duly elected Democratic representatives.
But Republican John Hoeven argued D.C. is a very special case.
This is our nation's capital. People come here from all over the country.
And when they do,
they should feel safe. They should feel safe in our nation's capital.
President Biden has already said he will not veto the resolution. Bob Agnew, Capitol Hill.
A Texas inmate is facing imminent execution for the drug-related killings of 4 people more than 30 years ago. Arthur Brown is scheduled to receive a lethal injection this evening, a state penitentiary in Huntsville, Texas. The 52-year-old was condemned for the June 1992 deaths in a Houston home during a drug robbery. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today's KSVIP is Josie Cortez. Josie works at State Farm for Sandy Stockton in Artesia. Josie has been amazing for everyone, and she works really hard. Have a wonderful day. And this is from your sister. Today, Josie, you're going to receive a flower from Lovebud Floral and KSVP. Today's KSVIP, Josie Cortez.
Mowing my front lawn. I know they're all thinking I'm so wide and nerdy. Think I'm just too wide and nerdy. Think I'm just too wide and nerdy. Can't you see I'm wide and nerdy? Look at me, I'm wide and nerdy. I wanna roll with the gangsters, but so far they all think I'm too wide and nerdy. Think I'm just too wide and nerdy. Think I'm just too wide and nerdy. I'm just too wide and nerdy. Really wide and nerdy.
So I was watching a Babylon Bee video. I don't know if you ever watched the Babylon Bee.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they had a couple. This was one of their skits. They had a couple that moved from California to Texas,
Okay.
And they had to learn all about becoming a Texan.
Okay.
As opposed to everything in California. And they did a little recap video that they released recently. You know, we're back, and you know, we moved, and if you're thinking about moving to Texas, just a reminder, some things you have to be ready for when you move from California to Texas. And it just, some of the stuff we were talking about reminded me that one of the things that they had to learn, the Californians had to learn when they moved to Texas, is that when you hear the phrase, well, bless your heart.
Ooh.
That's not a compliment.
No. The South has some very polite ways to be rude. You know, like, you're always polite.
Oh, yes.
But, like, the meaning behind them, the words.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I was actually watching an Instagram where the guy went through all of, like, the Southern, like, insults that are an insult. Oh, my gosh, I loved it.
Yeah. Well, I think, well, bless your heart is on the, has to be on that list, because I remember hearing that, too, occasionally, and then they portrayed it in the...
bless your heart.
Well, bless your heart, meaning... I'm done. There's no hope for you. We're going to move on to something else.
It's not for polite for me to tell you that you're stupid to your face.
That's right. That's right. So, anyway, we are getting ready to roll through the 8 o'clock hour here, and Candace is going to join us. We've got baseball coming up. Probably here about 8:40, 8:45 is when the baseball game is going to come on from Carlsbad.
Yes.
And we sent our crew, so Joby and Jeffrey.
Yes.
And Bradley.
Okay.
Are all going down there. And I wonder if this is a problem. We have a little laptop that we use. Jeffrey uses it for the weather thing that you see on the video.
Yeah.
And we have it configured to use so that our sponsor, you know, logos and all that stuff that come up on the screen when you're watching the game. Because we have our heavy kit and then we have our light kit. So the heavy kit is full-blown computer with all the software and the programs.
Right.
And then the light kit is the little mixer and the laptop. So I took the laptop home with me last night to get it all set up for Jeffrey, get the videos loaded and everything labeled, get it working. I'm still trying to learn OBS.
Okay.
We've used live stream all these years. OBS is new to me, and you know, do you use OBS?
No, I don't. So I wouldn't even know how to help you either.
Okay.
So
I call Tanner. What I do, our guy in Roswell. So, all right, now how do I do this in OBS? How do I do this in OBS? And I noticed that when the laptop is closed, it's not completely closed. And under the keyboard and the base part of it, kind of in the on the right-hand half of it, it's kind of been expanded just a little bit.
Oh, so it's not shutting.
I'm thinking the battery is about to, like, explode in this laptop.
That's not good.
That's not good.
No.
So that laptop is with Jeffrey right now in Joby's car as they head down to Carlsbad. I hope it doesn't just, you know...
We'll pray that the blood of Jesus just keeps them safe.
Thank you very much.
There we go. No explosions. My goodness.
I even looked up online to see if I could find a replacement battery for it. I couldn't find a replacement battery for that laptop, so I'm going to have to go to one of our. We use Oasis computers up in Roswell.
Okay.
They advertise with us, and we've bought some things from them. So I'm going to swap out laptops at some point, take this one up to Oasis and say, can you keep this from going
boom right
on that? All right, let's take a look at our weather forecast and see what's happening in the wide world of the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have a frontal boundary overhead, and that means some cloud cover for us today, but a little bit of sunshine as well. Not too windy. Our afternoon high will be in the mid-70s. For the overnight hours, some lingering clouds, but clearing up after midnight. We'll drop into the low 40s, and then we should have plenty of sunshine coming up for Friday. Pretty pleasant daytime highs in the mid-70s, back to the 80s and sunny for the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
I'm sure it's my fault. I think I was supposed to schedule somebody, and I did, but I didn't put it on my calendar, so it doesn't exist in my brain.
That calendar, Gene.
I have to put it on here. Mike Winters, our guy in Roswell, has the same thing, only his is paper.
Oh.
He has a paper calendar. And so when he's not at the office, he can't schedule anything. I have it on my Google Calendar, so I can schedule it any time, but I still have to schedule it.
Yeah, so.
I hate when I do that. And technically, see, if it would have been on there, I would have canceled it anyway because I thought we would have had basketball and or baseball today.
Right.
Which is what I did with you and Michael and my other regulars. But I didn't have that one on the calendar, so I'm embarrassed.
Oh, it's okay.
We'll get it fixed. We'll get it fixed. So, because the Hospital Foundation's got a talent show coming up.
Yes, yeah, they contacted me about when they were looking for places, so I talked to them about that. I think that's really
and
cool.
I figured something out on our video page, and I've got a great way that the video through us can be a fundraiser for the foundation.
Oh, how cool!
Or for you, or for anybody else that needs a fundraiser. So
yeah.
I kind of that was part of what I was working on yesterday while the basketball game was.
We always need fundraising.
That's right. That's right.
Us nonprofits or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need the funds all the time.
That's right. That's right. So we figured out a way we can be just as like I'm not going to say anybody else, but we have figured out a way that if we do video, any kind of a program through us, there's a donate button there.
Oh. Well, maybe when we do the next play, which is the radio one, we can do
we
that.
Absolutely will. And we'll promote it as such. And when they go to the link to watch it, the donate button will be there, and it's all transparent. And
that's awesome.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun.
It will be fun. Cloudy and 48 in Artesia right now, and 49 in Carlsbad, 48 in Roswell, 51 in Hobbs. And if you're headed down to Carlsbad for the baseball game, it's going to be a real pleasant day today. It's going to be about 52 degrees at first pitch.
Nice.
Here in about 45 minutes. All right, take a quick break. And Candace is here. We've got some stuff going on at the Ocotillo we want to talk about.
What's tougher than a Ford truck? Finding a Ford truck. Artesia Ford Sales is ready to help with a great selection of certified pre-owned Ford trucks. All certified pre-owned vehicles qualify for low 0.99% interest for 36 months. If a new Ford truck is what you want, let us order your new truck from the factory. Artesia Ford can price protect your selection. The price today is the price you'll pay when your new truck is delivered. Don't let buying a new truck be tough. Make buying a Ford truck easy by visiting Artesia Ford Sales today.
At Artesia General Hospital, we want to help you feel better faster. And when prescribed by your provider, IV therapy can be one of the quickest ways to help you feel well again. Our infusion center services include antibiotic or allergen therapies, blood transfusions, and medication infusions for chronic conditions like Crohn's disease and osteoporosis. Whether you choose care at the clinic or hospital, you can expect a highly skilled staff and a private, safe setting with your comfort in mind. Referrals and appointments are required. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/infusion.
If your tires are flat, need your car fixed, our reviews are better than mixed at Big O. At Big O Tires. We do the job fast and with a smile. Whatever the problem, we go the extra mile at Big O. At Big O Tires. Trusted service, no need to lie. Hop online, our reviews are high at Big O. At Big O Tires. Unbeatable service in all our stores. That's why we get such high scores at Big O. At Big O Tires.
With high customer ratings, you can trust your locally owned Big O Tires. Now through March 26th, buy 3, get 1 free on select in-stock Sumitomo or Cooper branded tires with installation purchase. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation required. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers. At participating locations, no cash value.
In volatile times, it's natural to worry about your retirement.
Hon, I'm worried about our retirement account.
With today's economy, it just makes sense to keep your retirement money close to home with people you know. We have several guaranteed safe options. Peace of mind with retirement savings. It just makes sense. Western Bank of Artesia. Member FDIC. It just makes sense.
Join Hot New Country 92.9 The Brand for a special broadcast this Saturday from 10 to 2 at Tate Branch of Carlsbad. The Madness at March has begun, and that means your chance to score huge discounts on your next vehicle. Shoot the hoop to win $500, $750, or even $1,000 in discounts. Plus, Tate Branch will match your tax refund up to $1,500. So bring it in and save even more. We'll be on hand with burgers and dogs, ice-cold Pepsi products, stuff for the kiddos, and more. See you Saturday, 10 to 2 at Tate Branch of Carlsbad, 1044 North Canal with The Brand.
Every spring, Southeast New Mexico College will be offering condensed 8-week classes for their students. Registration has begun for those second 8-week classes, which will begin on March 20th. To see the classes being offered, go to senmc.edu, helping you reach your education goals, one class at a time. Southeast New Mexico College, now registering for second 8-week class to begin March 20th.
Find your direction, Southeast New Mexico College.
Hi, I'm Dr. Keon at Carabelli Dental. Same-day smiles are what we do. My passion is helping patients chew, talk, and live with confidence. That's why I'm one of the few doctors in the U.S. who can create beautiful same-day smiles with the latest digital implant technology. This procedure is life-changing. Just ask Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I've been that voice that you've heard on the radio for most of my life, but I'm also a dad to 2 amazing kids. I've had a million reasons to smile, but in all my old pictures, I was never smiling. Truth is that life of improper care and being dealt a bad hand genetically left me practically with no teeth. It affected everything from the way I ate, the way I talked, and of course how I interacted with people. And that's where Dr. Keon and Carabelli stepped in. They eased my fears. They explained every step of the process in a way that I could understand, and they made me feel almost like I was part of the team. And now I can't stop smiling. I have so much more confidence, and I love looking in the mirror now. I can't explain how much of a difference Dr. Keon's dental implant process made for me.
Our team can help you find your smile too. Come see us at Carabelli Dental, 575-622-4455.
We are back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show. We've got Bulldog Baseball coming up here in about 25 minutes or so, but we asked Candace to come in because there's all kinds of neat things happening at the Ocotillo, and we didn't want to miss a week.
Yeah.
And not talk about stuff. I did watch episode 3 of Picard, season 3 last night.
Oh, yeah. What do you think?
Well, it's pretty good. It kind of reminds me of one of the movies slash from the Next Generation crew.
Mm-hmm.
There was the movie where they had to go through the Briar Patch and all this other kind of stuff. So there's some elements of that's going on, and some other things. You learn about the relationship between Picard and Crusher.
Oh, very
that
cool.
are revealed in this season. So it's
I love it.
yeah.
That's cool.
Anyway, let's see. You had the
Finnegan Blue.
yes,
Mhm.
and now you've got Hank.
Yeah, I do want to take a quick shout out to Lisa Dillon.
Mm-hmm.
So when Finnegan came in, they missed a connecting flight. Then they couldn't get another one into Roswell, so they had to go to El Paso. When they did that, their trombones went to Albuquerque, and so Lisa Dillon, I'm going to be calling her today to return those trombones, but found me 2 trombones for them to use for the performance.
Oh wow!
And so I am so appreciative to her and the high school band. So big shout out to them for just really stepping up and stepping in there. They're like, we're going to find a way to help you. They're just really awesome.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they're great folks in town, and
Yes.
Lisa's one of them that, you know, if there's a way,
Oh yeah, and she found the way.
They're gonna
So
figure
she's
it
like,
out.
I can at least get you one, but they got me the 2 that we needed, and the performance was amazing. There are a few clips of that up on our Facebook page, and it was just so much fun with them. They were a blast.
good. So that leads us to it's not
Hank and My Honky Tonk
That's
Heroes
next weekend, right?
Friday.
Okay.
Starring Jason Petty. So he doesn't do an impersonation of Hank Williams. He does the history of Hank Williams and other classic country artists. And so far, the people that are familiar with him from the surrounding area are just thrilled he's going to be on Artesia, because usually they have to go to Ruidoso or somewhere else to see him. And so they've been calling and buying tickets. And you can buy tickets through the website. So the calendar page is still down.
okay.
But if you go to professional shows,
Okay.
it takes you there, and I have them all like listed in order.
Okay, I'm trying. I promise, I'm not trying to prove you wrong.
I made it work.
But I always like to.
And there's on the homepage. There's also a button. It says our calendar is down. Click here if you want shows. So
okay.
There's
So I'm on the page now. So I click on shows.
Yes.
Which is right there on the main page, where your message is. Our event thing is down, and then here's the shows, and there's Finnegan Blue, there's Jarabe Mexicana,
State Street Ballet.
State Street Ballet.
So that's the Jungle Book era. We have the ballet and the musical. So the ballet is the 4th, the musical is the 14th of April. So those are those two, and we're real excited about them. Jarabe Mexicano is for Car Show. It's the day before Car Show. And so that will be exciting because we have that. And then we were asked if we could show cars in Heritage Walkway. So we're going to be doing that directly after the Car Show cruise on the Friday.
The animated movie.
Yes, Cars. Yeah.
Because obviously they're going to be showing cars.
And then I was also asked if we could show American Underdog. So the Saturday before all of that funnery, we'll at a 2 p.m. matinee, we'll show American Underdog in the OPAC.
Okay.
And that will be free.
I can't find the Hank show on your list of shows, though.
Oh, of course. If you can't find it there, it's definitely on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah. And it does show up in our featured event listing also.
On the website? Okay. So if I go to...
professional shows.
Events, professional shows, at the Ocotillo, featured events... And there it is, right there. Hank and My Honky Tonk Hero, starring Jason Petty.
Yes, and I will let you know, because some people seem confused. If the seats are grayed out, that means those are sold tickets. The turquoise seats are open, because someone was like, it looks like they're full because they thought the turquoise was the book seats. No, turquoise is unbooked. Gray is booked.
Okay, so the gray is booked.
Yes.
The turquoise are...
Open.
So there is still... a couple of seats on the front row.
Yeah.
And some seats in the second row.
Yes.
There's not a bad seat in your theater.
No, people ask me, like, what's your preferred? And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a hard question. People really like row H.
Okay.
And it seems like that's the favorited row. Or row G, because, like, we have some patrons that are very tall. Not necessarily handicapped, even though row Gs are handicapped, but they're very tall, so they can move those seats like around how they want to. So it seems like row G and row H, depending.
Okay.
But I personally love the acoustics, love everything about the theater. I could sit anywhere and be fine.
Well, there are seats in row H and G available. So go ahead and get online. And I did find it that way. I went to professional shows and what you call it, the featured events. $40 are the tickets for the adults, $15 for the kiddos. And it's 7 p.m. on March 17th, Friday, at the Ocotillo. So you can go online or you can just call the box office and buy your ticket.
And I've been happy to help many patrons that way. If you call me, I might be on the line because people have been calling. So make sure you leave a voicemail like with what you're wanting. And we'll call you back and we'll do all of that with you. Or you can stop by. Either whatever works easiest.
Now it says here Jason's an Obie award-winning performance.
Yes.
The Obie is what?
It's one of the country awards.
Okay.
I'm not like full on the history of the Obies.
Okay.
But they're pretty significant. Obie Award.
And so he's gonna perform music by artists such as Jimmy Rogers, Roy Acuff, Ernest Tubb, the Carter Family, George Jones, Yabba Dabba Doo, The King Is Gone, and So Are You. I wonder if he's going to do that song. Webb Pierce and more. It's a must-see for country music fans.
Yeah, so we have at the Obie Awards, or Obie stands for Off-Broadway Theater Awards.
Ah, okay.
Our annual awards originally given by the Village Voice newspaper in New York, but they're on like their 66th annual. I do believe that's what it says here. It's been around, so they've been 66 years, the Obie Awards. It's theater artists and groups in New York City, and I think it's expanded since then.
Sure. So, well, that just sounds, if you're into classic country music or enjoy classic country, or you listen to, like, 92.9 The Brand and you hear all that new hip-hop rap stuff, and why don't they play the classics? Then this would be a show to go to.
Yeah. I'm real excited about them.
Yeah.
And there is a specific Jason Petty shout out to Artesians in the local area that's up on our Facebook page in the event. He did a special shout out for us about coming out.
Oh,
so
cool.
you can check that out on our Facebook page.
Okay. We'll try to pull that clip and we'll feature it as we promote that. So that's next Friday.
Yes.
And then what do you have? Well, you mentioned the movie, the Kurt Warner movie.
Yes, we'll put that up. It was just like worked out at Event Planners, so I don't have any special advertising for it yet, but it's free. So that will be 2 p.m. on the Saturday before, which is
25th.
The 25th.
Okay.
And then after that, the 31st, after Harambe, the 31st is Cars, the movie directly after the cruise. I don't have a specific time because I don't know when the cruise will be over. And so once the cruise is over, stick around and find a place in Heritage Walkway and we'll show it outside.
Yeah. Usually what they do is they block off the street and the car show people with their cars get like the first couple laps.
Yeah.
And then the people that have cars that don't want to be cruising with everybody else go park their cars. Some people still cruise. They open up the barricades and then it just kind of cruises for a while. So you just pick a time, I guess, and it'll work out okay.
Yeah, once it's definitely dark enough or whatever, we'll throw down the screen and put up the movie. Cars is one of my favorites. I love Cars.
Yeah.
So
that's a good one, and it's of the three, I always liked the original one. People were okay with the second one. They were kind of critical of the third one, but I thought the third one was fine.
Yeah, no, I feel like the first one had the best soundtrack. And I feel like, for me, like, I love movies and I love soundtracks because my mom's that way. She would watch the movie, she really liked it, and then she'd buy the soundtrack. So I grew up like that, and I actually have soundtracks in my iTunes.
Yeah.
And so Cars, like, oh my goodness, I just loved every song that was in that movie.
And it was timed perfectly, and it sounded great. There's been other movies that have done that well. There have been other movies that have tried.
Yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one.
Yes.
Awesome songs that just came in at the right time. And then you watch some of the Warner Brothers stuff like the Suicide Squad and some of the others, and they tried, but it's like they didn't let the song go long enough with what was going on in the movie, or
they didn't flow as well. Yeah. It wasn't natural song progression. And funnily enough, I was just talking to Nancy Dunn because Andrew, my assistant, about like film and film history, because we have the Technicolor photo show, and some people were like, we don't know what Technicolor means, and I was like, okay, so when they started adding color into film, it was not natural color. It was very overly vibrant. My favorite one is Wizard of Oz. The yellow is really yellow, that Yellow Brick Road. That's not the natural yellow, right? And so I was like, when you look it up, even Google that, a Wizard of Oz is first that pops up. So you really think
it was a
vibrant
process.
Colors, like color saturation, heavy color saturation. And so we have our entries, and today is the voting by the juried votes happen today, and then we'll put it on Facebook for public voting after today. And so it was just, we were talking about film history, and Andrew brought up, like when you have the music, he's like, maybe it ruined me a little because if you hear this sort of sound, you know this sort of thing might be happening. And so there's just definitely a link towards our emotions and how we feel with a movie based on the soundtrack that they put with it.
Yeah. And the thing is, in real life, you don't hear the soundtrack.
So sometimes I put theme music to my life, Gene.
That's true. That's true.
Kind of like Kronk from The Emperor's New Groove, if you watch that.
Which one?
The Emperor's New Groove.
No, I haven't seen
it. My goodness. You have to watch it.
Okay.
There's a character named Kronk, and he's supposed to smuggle the emperor out of the city, and he's made his own. He's like like he has his own like secret agent soundtrack going that he like sings to himself. And sometimes I feel like we're like that in real life. It's very relatable.
Wow, that's great. Well, you kind of swerved into the photography contest. The Des Bonneau photography contest. Technicolor is the theme. Did you get some really good entries this year?
We have 3 entries.
Okay.
And they are good. I'm really excited for people to vote on them. And hopefully next year when we do it again, and maybe it was just a weird year for everyone, this is the first year we have it back. Then we'll get more entries next year.
It is kind of weird because last year some of the things after COVID really took off. I know the recycled art was down. The entries were fantastic. There just weren't
as many.
And as you're saying, kind of the same thing with the photography contest. Entries are down, but they're great quality entries.
Yes.
So. Okay, we'll have to check that out.
The quality is there. The quantity, there's not a lot of quantity, but they're very quality photos, and I'm excited for people to see them.
And they'll be on display in the lobby there?
Through April,
Through April, okay. Check that out. All right, so what else have we missed anything? Oh, you had mentioned to me before we started the show today, the Comic-Con is coming up in May.
And we need vendors and food vendors. So Comic-Con's May 20th. It's a Saturday. It's the second one. So we brought it back, and we're hoping to make it even bigger and better than before. And so if you're wanting to vend, that happens in the Okeechobee Performing Arts Center in Main Street. And so that's going to be our event area again. It worked really well. So we're getting on the uptick of ooh, we really need to get all of the planning and stuff finished.
So if you want to be a vendor, and this could be comic related items.
Yeah, especially if you're really comic related.
Okay.
I would love to have those sorts of vendors come. But if you're not, we're not picky. Or if you have a business, if you sell Cincy and you do the Marvel line or something like that, come on. It's not like Art in the Park. We don't have the you must make it yourself stipulation for Comic-Con.
But you do want to have it try to tie in with comics and comic books and that whole universe of things. So, Spider-Man cotton candy.
Ooh, that would be fun. If you do that, definitely call me. That would be so fun.
I don't know how to do cotton candy. I think there's machines that do that.
But there's those people who do. They make the animals and the stuff.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah, it's the cotton candy art thing. There are companies that do that now.
Oh, wow.
And it's really neat.
Okay. Then what else could you have? Anyway, I'll be thinking of some things.
Yeah.
Because I
if you
think
have a
of
photo
things.
Booth, anything, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have your backdrops or your props or whatever. You could be. Actually, I was thinking about this. The way they handled the Thor character in the Marvel movies, you could have young Thor.
Yeah.
And you can have fat Thor.
Yes. Oh, and we will have the cosplay contest back.
Okay.
So maybe you could cosplay as young Thor and fat Thor, whichever you prefer.
Yes.
We had all the Spider-Men last year. It'll be interesting to see what comes out this year.
That's right. Which character is popular? Because you had the Spider-Man movie last year. This year they just recently had the Ant-Man movie, so I don't know if there's any.
And that will be a big pull. Yeah, we'll see.
Have some people with that, and I guess there's some other.
And we're going to have a foam armor workshop.
Foam armor. Mm-hmm. So you can
make
on
your own
Thor.
foam armor. Yeah, your Thor stuff. Yeah, we have a lovely lady. Her name's Miranda Chapman, and she's done costume design with actual film. Mm-hmm. She actually told me recently that she'd worked on a film doing costume design.
Okay.
She is a great artist just in general outside of the costume design, and she's like, well, yeah, I could do a foam armor workshop because she also does cosplay herself.
Yeah.
And so I think that is real exciting to have her in town.
So if you have any questions, you want to buy tickets for the upcoming shows, if you want to be a vendor at the Comic-Con, any questions at all, just reach out to the.
And those forms are also on the website under the Comic-Con tab.
On the website. Is that under events?
Yes.
Professional shows or calendar?
Keep going down.
City of Champions Comic-Con.
Yep.
There it is, right there. Vendor contract. It's all right there.
Yeah, you just print it, fill it out, email, come in. Yeah.
Sounds good. Check it out, ArtesiaArtsCouncil.com. It's, what's the Facebook? Is
Artesia Arts Council.
Artesia Arts Council on Facebook, or just call the box office and check it out. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Well, good. Well, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, it was fun.
Appreciate it. We'll hopefully be on regular schedule next week because I think it's we have a tournament next week, but I don't think the games. It's our tournaments. So we get the prime times.
There you go.
So yeah, I think we'll be okay next week. All right?
Yes.
All right, thanks a lot. We're going to, let's see, what's going on here? Somebody's messing around on the schedule. We'll be right back.
Now your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The City of Roswell and its Water Maintenance and Transmission Department are looking for 2 residential water customers and 2 business customers to serve on the Drought Contingency Plan Task Force. They will serve along with representatives from the Roswell School District and the local Conservancy District. If you are interested, contact Robert Glenn at 575-840-3714. And the city of Carlsbad is celebrating a groundbreaking for the new 20-story walk exhibit along the Lake Carlsbad recreation area. The walk commemorates the cavern's centennial anniversary as a national park. Exhibits are being unveiled through a partnership with the city and the Carlsbad Public Library. The exhibits will be on display throughout the park's centennial year. They were produced through the support of a Western National Parks Association Events and Activities Association. They will happen all throughout the year and be announced on the park's social media. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have a frontal boundary overhead, and that means some cloud cover for us today, but a little bit of sunshine as well. Not too windy. Our afternoon high will be in the mid-70s. For the overnight hours, some lingering clouds, but clearing up after midnight. We'll drop into the low 40s, and then we should have plenty of sunshine coming up Friday. Pretty pleasant daytime highs in the mid-70s. Back to the 80s and sunny for the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
This is Jason Espinoza with today's Capitol Report. Earlier this week, Senate Bill 334, sponsored by Senator Crystal Diamond and Senator Saya Correa Hemphill, passed the Senate with unanimous bipartisan support. The bill appropriates $3 million in funding to support recovery efforts from the 2022 Black Fire. The Black Fire was the second largest fire in modern New Mexico history, having burned more than 325,000 acres in northern Black Range in Sierra County, Catron County, and Grant County. In addition to the appropriation, the bill states that every 3 months, the local government division of the Department of Finance and Administration shall provide a report to the Legislative Finance Committee and the governor regarding the efforts by the state for damage caused by the Black Fire, including the actions taken, the cost of those actions, projections of remaining fire recovery needs, and the remaining balance of the $3 million appropriation. The reporting provision shall cease after the division reports that no more recovery efforts are needed. After the Senate floor vote, Senator Diamond released a statement noting, "The Black Fire will have generational impacts on our families in southwest New Mexico." She also noted her communities desperately need relief to rebuild from this historic fire, and the funding will help ensure that residents, farmers, ranchers, and producers are not left out to dry. For the New Mexico News Network, I'm Jason Espinoza.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Stock struggling this week. More labor data on the way. BJ's forecast in focus. Those stories next. Lou Dobbs here for the good folks at Lone Star Transfer. If you felt like booking your timeshare was difficult in the past, you know it's recently been almost impossible. Most clients are shocked to learn their timeshare is now available to the public, severely limiting their booking options. Many owners have also reached out, upset their yearly dues have nearly doubled during this maintenance fee season. For well over a decade, this family-owned company has had the pleasure of helping over 18,000 owners legally and permanently get out of their never-ending timeshare fees. With an A-plus rating at the Better Business Bureau and over 900 five-star testimonials, their clients know they can trust Lone Star Transfer. Lone Star Transfer guarantees the release of all liability in your timeshare in writing and in a specific time frame. Call my good friends today for a free no-obligation consultation at 844-284-4739. That's 844-284-4739 or online at LoneStarTransfer.com. Interest rate hike concerns driving the market's action this week. The Dow Jones Industrial's down 58 points yesterday. The S&P and NASDAQ recovered, turning positive late in the session. Still, the market appears headed for a weekly loss. The job market's busy week continues. Initial benefits claims up slightly over last week. The labor market remains historically tight, and that's fueling further interest rate hikes. Oil futures continue to slide down for a second consecutive session. West Texas Intermediate crude down more than 3% on the week. BJ's Wholesale Club earnings today. Revenue forecast to be up 12%. BJ's new DoorDash partnership paying dividends, expanding its on-demand grocery delivery. And investors looking for a positive outlook after Costco's consumer warning a week ago. Please join me 3 times each weekday right here on this station. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
All right. Thank you so much, Lou. We appreciate that. And Lou Dobbs will be back with us a couple more times today. We won't be doing our market report with Mr. Aaron Irving, as we've got baseball coming up here in just a few minutes. But we will hopefully have him on this afternoon with his closing market report, and then, of course, in the morning, depending on how things are. Let's see. We've got a couple minutes to go before we head up to Carlsbad. So let's see. I'm on right now, so I can't check. Give me a couple of minutes. And we have baseball coming up here in just a minute. I did see this story came across. We're getting to the point now that's been quite a while. A number of years now since Pearl Harbor and everything that happened on December 7. And more we're finding out that those that have still survived and are still living are passing away. Jack Holder, Pearl Harbor survivor who went on to become a decorated World War II flyer and flew over 100 missions in the Pacific and European theaters. He's died. He lived in Arizona. He was 101 years old. Darlene Tryon, a close friend and the executor of Holder's estate, said he died February 24 at a hospital in the Phoenix suburb of Chandler. The Pearl Harbor National Memorial also announced the death. He was born to a farming family in Gunter, Texas. He joined the Navy in 1940 when he was 18 years old. He was on duty at Ford Island within Oahu's Pearl Harbor when Japanese aircraft bombed the naval base on December 7, 1941. He said the first bomb that fell on Pearl Harbor was about 100 yards from me, adding that he saw guys swimming through burning oil in the water. He recalled diving into a ditch to avoid gunfire, hunkered down behind a fortress of sandbags. Quote, "I wondered if this was the day I would die." He told the Arizona Republic in an interview back in 2016. He said, "That morning I watched as Japanese dive bombers devastated Pearl Harbor. I knew that we would no longer sit on the sidelines of the war ravaging Europe." He said he spent 3 harrowing days manning a makeshift machine gun pit, a ditch lined with sandbags in the aftermath of the attack. About 2,400 servicemen were killed in the attack, which launched the U.S. into World War II. The USS Arizona alone lost 1,177 sailors and Marines, nearly half the death toll. Holder went on to fight in the Battle of Midway. He flew missions over Guadalcanal and the Solomon Islands before being transferred to England and flying missions along the French coast and the English Channel. The Pearl Harbor National Memorial said Holder was awarded 2 Distinguished Flying Cross medals, 6 Air Medals, a Presidential Citation, and 6 Commendation Medals in his Navy career before being honorably discharged in 1948. He then flew for 25 years as a corporate and commercial pilot, took up golf and moved to Arizona, and he became an avid World War II educator and a regular at Pearl Harbor commemorations and museums and schools. So, passed away back in February at age 101. Jack Holder got to be one of the few remaining Pearl Harbor veterans.